All right, let's get ready to play with some inversions. We're never going to start inversions without preparing our body, especially our wrists. So we're going to take our fingertips out. We're going to bring our hands up like stop, and then we're going to bring them down. Zombie hands, bring them up, stop hands, zombie hands. And so I'm not going to go through my entire routine. I do these wrist movements for probably about 10 times. But I'm not going to keep you here all day. Let's roll the wrist out. You can roll them in the same directions or opposite direction. Have you ever tried to roll in the opposite directions? You feel ridiculous. So just keep moving them. Whatever, roll them. I like to bring my hands onto my mats. I will rock forward, bringing my shoulders past my wrist. I will rock back, rock forward, rock back. And you want to just move the wrist in every direction. So I'm going to move from side to side here. I'm going to turn them out. And again, you want to do this about 10 times each. We're not going to keep you here all day. So we're just showing you what you need to do to kind of prepare the wrist. Turn your fingertips towards you. For this one, you want to kind of sit your hips back. Just only go back as far as it feels good for you. If your palms are lifting up, you're going too far back. So let's not do that. So just rocking back and forth. Moving, playing, stretching, all the fun stuff. So I will gently put the tops of my wrist onto the mat, not putting a lot of weight, and you won't be able to because it feels really uncomfortable, but just rocking a little bit. And again, not bearing a lot of weight into the hands here. If it hurts, don't do it. All right, perfect. So now I'm going to move into stretching my shoulders out. I like to take my arms up, grab one wrist, sway over to the side. And the opposite, I will do this again roughly about 10 times. I like to keep my breath and my movement connected just because I'm a yoga teacher and that's what I like to do. You don't have to do that. I'll take one hand, feed it down between the spine, and then have the other hand, opposite hand, grab the elbow, and then you can sway over to the side, switch it out. Again, 10 times or so. Interlace the fingers behind you, let the arms lift up, kind of do little circles, windshield wipers, whatever. I will come into child's pose, toe mounts touch, knees open up. I will bring the blocks under my elbows. And first, I'll just tip my fingertips forward. I'm not letting my head drip down all the way. I'm keeping my chest really firm here. I am elongating in the chest and the back here. I'm wrapping the lats around my ribs here. You can stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can let your hands come to prayer so palms come together. Bring the thumbs to the back of the skull. And just letting the natural weight of your body pull you down. Again, I'm not forcing down. I'm not being all limp in the neck. I would stay here for a good 10 breaths at least. The longer, the better. Another fun shoulder prep I love to do is lying onto the chest, teeing one arm out, rolling onto that shoulder. So right now I have my palm down. You can internally rotate it or externally rotate it. Actually, take the top arm and see, and just let the palms magnetize in towards each other. Some people are able to allow their palms to touch. Some people aren't, and that's perfectly fine. Roll onto the other. Again, rotate it in. Let the hand come around. I've worked really hard to be able to get my hands to touch here. If yours doesn't, it's perfectly fine. If you want it, earn it. Or maybe your anatomy just will never allow that, so good luck. Figure that out for yourself. All right, so building strength for the upper body. So inversions, all arm balances, you really need to build up the upper strength of the body. So one of the things that I like to do here is just playing with protracting and retracting the scapulas. So protracting is whenever we are separating them. So it's like pushing the upper back, rounding out. You can let your head drip down here. And then retracting them is letting the shoulder blades come to kiss. So they're pushing in towards each other. So you'll play with that. Again, let's go with 10. Not going to keep you here. So you play with yourself or whatever. All right. Then I like to move into down dog. And I like to do scapula push-ups. So I'm pushing the ground away from me, lifting my hips, trying to lift them up towards the sky, and then letting the shoulder blades come to ride down the spine. So again, 10, push the ground away, lift the hips away, and back. So lifting up and down here, playing. Perfect. So another option here is down dog push-ups. So it's just bending into the elbows, pushing the ground away. We're going to go for 10. Another option here, another great form of a variation is so we call these dolphin push-ups. So you really push the hands into the ground. Elbows are magnetizing in towards each other. You're going to try to lower both elbows at the same time. If you can't do both at the same time, it's fine. Just keep alternating, lowering the other one. Pushing the ground away from you, lifting your hips back up towards the sky. So you'll go for 10 of these, pushing, coming back and forth. So another one here is dolphin dips. So lifting up onto the toes, shifting forward, letting your nose touch the mat, pushing back. 10 of those. And your arms will be nice and burnt out really fast, building a lot of that upper body strength. I'll move into just a couple little drills that I really enjoy doing. I personally don't like using the wall to kick up against because then you get really used to having a wall behind you and you're not really learning the engagement to know when to stop yourself. So we're going to use the wall, but we're not going to kick into the wall. We're going to play a little different. So you want to sit down, bring your feet against the wall to figure out how long your legs are. Wherever your hips are, that's where your hands are going to go. So I just usually just turn to the side here. And then I slowly begin to start to walk my feet over the wall. So I'm externally rotating my biceps. I'm locking my elbows out. I'm getting my shoulders to stack over my hips. And then I'm just going to lift one foot up at a time. Switching. When you feel comfortable, you can see if you can take that other toe off a little bit. Switching out. and enjoy that, going back and forth. Another one that I really like to do that really teaches the engagement of a handstand. So oftentimes whenever we're coming into handstand, we're really arching the back. We're opening up here, but really this should all be curved in. So it's almost like you have bad posture. It's like you're almost like sad or something. This is pulling in, ribs are knitting together, lower ribs coming down towards here, cat back, so that rounded, that scapula protracting, the pushing away of the shoulder blades, shoulders stacking over the wrist. So what I do is I come into handstand, I put my feet on the wall, I walk myself up, and then I want to get my nose, my chest, my hips, my legs, my feet all against the wall so I can understand that real firm line here. So just like we did earlier, but we don't have to measure this out. Feet are gonna lift up. We're gonna walk our hands up to the wall here. Shoulders are stacking over the wrist. I have my nose touching. I have my core engaged. My feet are pressing into the wall and I'm staying here. See if you can hold for 30 seconds. Maybe you can hold for a minute. Keep that ground pushing away from you here. And then when you're ready to come down, slowly use that wall to cartwheel on out. So enjoy, have some fun, play with your inversions. It's really great if you have a partner that can be around just to kind of spot you, keep you a little bit safe. Yeah. So enjoy.